Hey YouTube, Toby here with a review of the Pokemon X and Y Wave 1 plushes featuring Pikachu, Chespin, Froakie, and Fennekin. Our Kalos starters plus Pikachu because he's got to be in pretty much every plush wave ever. But anyway, these are basically imported straight from Japan. They are domestic releases brought to you by Tomy here in the US and Europe. And I think basically anywhere that's not Japan, pretty much. But since Tomy owns rights to Pokemon in Japan, for most of the toy rights, Bandai owns some, we basically get the straight from Japan toys and plushes now, so that's really cool. Now, these aren't the Pokédoll plushes from the Pokemon Center or anything. These are just Tomy released plushes. But still, the fact that we can get some of the same plushes as Japan is really cool and definitely cuts back on the importing costs. So pretty cool. These retail for $11.99 at Toys R Us, the only place that currently has these. They were released on October 1st, so pretty cool. We'll go ahead and take a look at them individually. Alright, so here's Pikachu in kind of a little waving pose with one of the ears a little flopped over. It's actually really adorable. I'm not a huge Pikachu fan. I like Emolga and stuff better. I don't know why. But I am a really big Raichu fan. I think Pikachu just kind of oversaturation made me not like him as much, but I do have a place in my heart for Pikachu, regardless of how annoyed at him I get sometimes. But I really like this plush, actually. It's cute. It's a pose that I really don't have any Pikachu plushes of, and the little bend in the ear and the waving is cute. I think I probably liked it a little bit better if his mouth wasn't the same color as his cheeks, because it looks kind of strange from far away, or close up, but that's fine. The tags are nothing special. They just have the XY logo, Pikachu, and then on the side is just a bunch of copyright information. So the tags don't have anything special. They come with hooks to hang on the pegs at the retail stores, so if you want to keep those in, hang them from your wall or something, you can do that. But a pretty nice little Pikachu plush. Next up is Chespin. Chespin was a starter that I really wasn't too thrilled about. I'm never too thrilled with the grass starters. Trico was the only one that won me over. But the more and more we learn about Chespin, his final evolution totally won me over. Not going to use one in my first playthrough of the game, but I'll hand it to you, Chespin. You won me over, and I really love you. Pretty cool. He's got the little dot back here. He's just really adorable. There really isn't too much to say. He's got a little kick here, so he can't really stand all that well, so you're going to have to prop him up against something. But he's just so cute. I mean, look at that face. Look at him. He's so adorable. But that can be said about all these starters. Definitely. But a very nice little Chespin plush. Next up is Froakie. I love Froakie. Froakie was probably my favorite when they came out. I'm picking Fennekin in my first playthrough because I always pick the fire type first. But Froakie's probably my favorite of the starters. I'm a huge fan of frogs. I don't know why. I don't really like holding them, but I just really like the way that they look. I love frogs. I don't know why. But he's really cool. He's basically a frog ninja, and that is terrific. The X and Y anime previews that they showed in Japan, he like fires like Hadokens out of his arms and like rips off his puffs and throws them as shurikens. It's really cool. Plus his little nose thingies here always made him look like spectacles. He was like a little gentleman frog. So I really like Froakie. He's got a big puff back here that's actually really soft. So it's a nice little texture difference between his main the fabric used on the rest of the plush. So pretty cool. He's got big eyes, a little bit cross-eyed, but yeah, what can you do? Really like the way that he turned out. He stands fairly well. You're going to have to kind of move his legs around a little bit, but he can get a nice little standing pose. So, Froakie is really cool. Froxy? That's a fun name. What language is that? German, I think? Cool. And finally we have Fennekin. Fennekin I really like. In fact, I just had the pleasure of spending a little bit of time with an actual real-life Fennec fox. And they're really, really adorable. They're really small, and I love them a lot. So, Fennekin won me over pretty quick, just because I don't know why. I'm always quick to like the fire types, usually. And, Fennekin was no exception to that. I really like her evolutions, so hopefully we get some plushes of at least the individual middle stages at some point. But, really cool. The ears are made of a nice, kind of fluffy material, while the rest of the plush is made out of this generic textured plush that they use on the rest of them. So nice texture difference there, just like Froakie's. And it captures the little mischievous side of Fennekin fairly well, while still retaining a high level of adorable, and its tail kind of looks like a paintbrush. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, nice little Fennekin plush. So if you're a Team Fennekin member, go ahead and hunt her down. And here we are. So like I said, they are $11.99 at Toys R Us. Not available anywhere else yet. Target might be stocking the X and Y toys, but as of right now, Toys R Us has exclusivity on them. So if you want any of you guys, check out your local Toys R Us store, $11.99 each. This week, actually, they have them for buy one, get one 40% off. So if you can head down there and pick them up, buy one, get one 40% off is actually a great price for these. If you're a fan of Pikachu, it's probably worth picking up the whole set of 4. If you don't really care about Pikachu, or you have enough Pikachus, the 3 Kalos starters are one of, if not my favorite starter batch to date, just in terms of design and looks and adorableness. So I had to pick these up, and I think they're definitely worth the price. They're a pretty decent size. So they're roughly anywhere between 5 and 7 inches tall, so definitely a pretty nice size. Fennekin and Chespin get a little bit of a height boost thanks to their ears and little prickly things. But Froakie's still really cool. He makes up for it in width, I suppose. So really cool, definitely worth the $11.99, and I'm really excited to see what other toys Tomy brings over for the X and Y series, and what more plushes we get in the future. I'll definitely be picking them up. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.